Hey everyone, I'm just coming in a little early. It's always good when you're doing broadcasting to pop in just a little bit early. And we're going to start exactly at 1 o'clock. And those of you who are live will get this and you're able to engage, hopefully. And those of you who will catch the replay, we want to make sure that this is on point for you. And we're going to start exactly at 1 o'clock. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I could hear myself and see myself. So anyway, guys, career engineer right here. What we're trying to do is a virtual meeting once a quarter. I've pinged you guys on Facebook, Twitter, things of that nature. But I'll also take this and I'll have it in the group the group in our Facebook group, so you can watch it on demand, so you can kind of get an idea what's going on. And my lighting is so off and all that kind of good stuff. But it is what it is. So welcome to the TCE Journal meeting. We want to welcome you and thank you for being a part of our amazing community. We have new folks in, we have existing members, and we have emerging members. So let me just give you a quick little quick recap for those of you who are not aware of the culture of who we are and what we do. I'm using YouTube Live, okay, because I think it's very important to be able to get yourself involved in all the different new technologies that's out here. And YouTube Live isn't new, but it's getting a new fresh anointing, I guess is the way I would say it, because of all the live broadcasting going on. And after September 12th, how you use YouTube Live, if Google Hangouts access is a little different, but they're going to be a mobile app and competing in the live stream world. So sometimes when we have our meetings, I like to use new apparatus or revisit apparatus so that you can get familiar with it. If I'm using it and you're watching it, it's something you might want to get involved with in your own scope of things. So with that being said, welcome to the TCE Network, and we're glad to have you here. As you know, our model for the TCE Network is pretty simple. It's about where we build real relationships. We like to have the capital REAL when we say that. That's what makes us unique and sweet than other communities. We are a network of career and business professionals locally, nationally, and abroad, and we're a community of real people who want to make Monday mornings awesome. We believe in 3 concepts to change your game: showing up, stepping up, and following up. Very critical pieces, really short, simple words, right? But when you do them consistently, intentionally, on purpose, with your main thing message, it really makes a difference. I am the career engineer. I'm in my African Queen ensemble today. It's Saturday. I'm doing these 1 o'clock on Saturday 4 times a year so that you can meet me. I'm live with you right now. Replay viewers, I'll be on demand. But if you have questions, if you have comments, this is the time to do it. So if you have questions about how your brand, a career track member, if you're a career track member, it means that you are looking for a job, you're a career professional, you're not promoting a business, you're promoting yourself. You're promoting yourself to get hired or to grow or to be branded in the W-2 space or the 1099, depending on how you look at it. If you are a business member, you are local to the Hampton Roads area, which means within 60 to 90 miles from where we're headquartered, and you have a bona fide legitimate business. Notice I said bona fide legitimate business. Your structure is recognized as a small business in your city and your locality, whether you're home-based, micro, in the garage, on the kitchen table, or you've got brick and mortar, we welcome you. Our virtual members are people who live outside the Hampton Roads area. I'm at least 90 to 100 miles, and they can be, some are virtual business folks, some are virtual career seekers and changers. We welcome you outside of the 757 because we understand that the village that we live in today is a global village. So whether you're living in Arkansas, you're in Texas, you're in Georgia, you're in Minneapolis, or you're in Hampton Roads, it's a great opportunity to get to know your fellow community members and to build bridges and to build relationships and to see and explore any synergy. This year we did launch what we called international membership. That's if you're living abroad outside of the United States. It was virtual, but the US dollar is viewed differently across the world. In some cases, so what we did, we made that a $15 USD because, you know, it's a long story. But if you're living in Brussels, or you're living in Egypt, or you're living in South Africa, or you're living in Australia, you can be an international member, which is a little different. It's the same as virtual, but we understand that we're dealing with 15-hour, you're living somewhere that's 15 hours ahead or 3 hours behind. It's a little, you're in the community, but we're just internationally have to really reach out to you. So we have 4 different ways of people being a part of this community. Make sure mytcenow.com, that's our data, our portal for the network, that you are often checking it. I mean, when we do this once a quarter, which is why I'm giving just a quick overview that I want to share with you some news, some resources, some new things going on. Maybe once a quarter is a good idea for you to check your brand out. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. Once a quarter maybe is a good idea for you to see if your links are working, to see if your message has changed, to see if your photo needs to be updated, to see if your resume still is rocking, to see if your brochures still have any, pow, any wow factor. Once a quarter may not be a bad idea for folks to look at go to your brand in mytcenow.com, look at your public profile to see, because that's a public page. The directory is a public page, to see if what you have out there, if someone had 10 seconds or 30 seconds, or they had a minute and they read your profile, are they convinced enough to do a call to action? Should they call you? Should they click? Should they show up? I mean, so it's a great idea. This is September and this is the fall month. I would like for everyone to revisit their mytcenow.com profile. You access it by logging in with your email. You have a password. Some of you have changed your passwords. That's fine. If you forgot your password, no big deal. You just go and reset it. But check your pictures, check your links. Make sure your links are clickable in our online directory. When you join the network, you get a wonderful profile. And listen in my directory, so if employers or if people who are looking for goods and services are looking for marketing or printing or IT or counselors or whatever it is that you do, they can search you. And when they see your profile, I mean, is it something that makes people go, wow? That's why now when you look in your profile, if you haven't been there in a while, you'll see we're asking you to make sure you hyperlink your links, which means www in front or the HTTP. Make sure we're giving you 3 ways to promote yourself. You can do a website, you can do social, you can expand your bio. And we also have an essay. Didn't do one before. It's one that it lets us know why you want to be in this community. So anyway, that's a little bit about who we are and what we do. And I think that's pretty nomenclature. If you have a question for me, because I know there is a chat over here somewhere. And the real problem with me, let's see, I see live chat right here. I see the word live, but I can't see if anyone's chatting. That's one little thing I think that's really weird about YouTube, at least for me. And I could be looking at different things. So if you chat or ask a question, you can try to put it right here. Or, ping me on Twitter. You guys know how much I love Twitter, right? At Career Engineer on Twitter. Or even better than that, text me on my phone. If you have a question, I want you to text me, and I'll get it right here. I have a couple of devices I'm looking at. 757-745-4823 is my business number. You can actually text me a question, and I'll be more than happy to answer if you have a question about your membership or things of that nature. So 757-745-4823. Okay, 757-745-4823. Again, you can do it at the YouTube chat, and I'm hoping it'll pop up for me, but I'm in a different window when I'm broadcasting. So if you have a question, so let me give you guys a couple of quick little updates and that you want to be aware of. Of course, our main thing that I can't stress enough is community engagement. You guys thought I was going to say the summit, but it's really community engagement. When you don't show up, you don't show up. I mean, that's really what's up here. So we give you over 365 ways and days to show up in this community. Showing up online. Okay, we have our private group on Facebook. We have, when you are a member of this network, and if you're on Twitter or you're on Periscope, you're on Instagram, I try to support and follow back to the members. I will look at your social footprint. If you're active, and I know you're active, retweet you, share you, do some visibility things if you're showing up. In the group, though, we have different theme days, and I'm going to probably change some of the content of them. But at the end of the day, the themes are designed as following. Number 1, It gives you an opportunity to pitch yourself. Once a week you get, well, actually it's more than once a week, but Monday, whether it's we're going to change the kickoff Mondays or whatever, you get an opportunity to pitch your brand. Now, here's the deal. Not every member is on Facebook. Some members are really still not feeling the Facebook vibe, and I respect that if that's what you're doing. But please know, when you're not engaged in technology or social media, you will miss stuff, because emails are great, but emails don't always get through. So I encourage you, if you're on Facebook, if you're, we do have a private For Us By Us group on Facebook. New members who have joined this month, you want to go ahead and do an invitation to the group. We'll accept you into the group. This is a way you get to share who you are and what you bring, what you have and what you bring. You can share links, you can share things of that nature. But we do have theme days that are a certain rhythm for a reason. I am not going to explain the reason. Just trust me. Just trust that I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for a while. Just trust the process. But what these 7 days bring are, number one, is for opportunities for you to get your intros down. So when you're networking within our community, you get to be a part of the culture that we network, as well as outside the community. We are what we call bona fide real relationship networkers. We're not prospectors. I'm not a sales agent. I'm not a deep dish promoter, but I am a real relationship builder. And real relationships require time. If you really want to make revenue, social capital revenue, hardcore cash, revenue and upward mobility, revenue and your reputation, it takes consistent, over and over again, tried and true consistency of your knowledge, skills, and ability, your intel, your passion, your personality. You can't sugarcoat that. There's no quick, fast way to be famous. There's no quick, fast way to be, some superstar. I don't care what folks have told any of us. All right. There's no quick, fast, and a hurry way to it. You can't buy that, but you can build it. And it takes time. So we give you an opportunity in our group for people to get to know you, to see what you're about, to see your passion and personality, to see if you're a business owner, what your widget is, what your service is, what you're passionate about, your internal makeup as well as your external makeup, to see if they jive, to see if they fit. When you fail to respect the days that we have in the theme days, and you just post what you want to post when you want to post it, and you decide to ignore the guidelines. I mean, anyone, when you follow the theme lines, you can post what you want in our group. I don't approve people to post. I mean, you're in the group, you want to hear what you have to say. But we also are looking at if you're respecting the Monday thing, the Tuesday thing, the Wednesday thing, the Thursday thing. We're seeing if you're respecting that process. If when someone is engaged in the thread, if you're having great dialogue in the thread, if you're just going to pop in, boom, buy my car. You understand? We look at that because I'm going to tell you, in relationship building, that determines, it kind of opens the gate of, wow, do I have a Lone Ranger here? Or, just keeping it real. So I'm telling you guys, this is not even just true for, well, it is a cultural norm in our community, but it's also true outside. And you may think, why do some people win interviews and some folk don't? Why are some people closing deals and some folk don't? How does reputation open up doors for you to come in? Are folks consistently, do they know how you act, or you're always acting like a Lone Ranger? There may be a time to be a Lone Ranger, but it's not every time. I'm just telling you, Lone Rangers don't really survive right now anyway. It's just, I digress, but it's the truth. All right, so we have our theme days to give you an opportunity to get stronger in your promotability. But we also have online and offline opportunities for you to show up. Periscope is definitely a great tool for me. Facebook Live obviously is another great tool. But when we do offline events where our people who are not located where we are, we will use Periscope as our first choice of live streaming, as long as technology supports it. So you still can engage with an event that might be happening in Virginia Beach or Norfolk, or if I'm somewhere else. So when we have events and we're going to stream them, we're looking for engagement. We want folks to engage. I can't say enough that liking something versus engaging with things is different. Just think about, when you were dating or something, you're in high school and a guy or a gal liked you, that was cute. But when my husband showed me a ring and got on one knee and he got engaged with me, that was a whole different level of relationship. So likes are cute, likes are pretty, don't get me wrong, but engagement is priceless. So in this community, we're looking for you to engage. We've got some great new resources for you that are pretty hot. What's funny is I kind of want to do a precursor of this virtual meeting by sharing a video I did in the group yesterday, but because I was running around like a crazy woman yesterday, I deleted the video that had some of the cool new links. It just up my mind. I thought I saw the video twice. So I deleted one, but didn't realize I deleted the entire blooming thing. So my apologies. I had some links up there. For example, the TCE Job Stop, the new link. If you know folk who are struggling in the workforce, maybe it's you, maybe it's somewhere else. But the TCE Job Stop is available on my website at tcenow.com. And you can go to, when you go to my website, tcenow.com, first navigation top, it says Job Stop. We're powered by Indeed. It looks different than what it used to, obviously, because, you know, Indeed is different than our previous partner. But there's some great new jobs. Get familiar with that board. You can click to the advanced section, look for new jobs, just post it, get it down to your zip code, use your buzzwords. There's some really great opportunities. I tend to want to look at jobs that were posted in the last 7 days just to have a fresh count and then go for it. So that's a great link that you can use within this community and get familiar with and to share, you know, with other people. But do access it from my tcenow.com and see it there, okay? Subscribe to this channel on YouTube, and I'm going to advise you guys. I'm just going to make us, particularly all you live streamers out there, which is great. I'm glad you're incorporating live streaming. And you know, there's been some death in the live streaming world. Spreecast, Catch Me, let's see, of course, Blab, You Now is struggling. Mercat disappeared. You know, this is not uncommon in that space, but YouTube is not going to go anywhere. So if you haven't brought any love to your YouTube brand, you might want to revisit it. I'm not saying overkill and put all kind of YouTube videos up here. I'm not saying that, but I think it's, you want to get in position of how to use YouTube Live, because it will be a mobile app that you'll be able to do YouTube Live from your mobile device. And as we know, YouTube is powered by Google, Periscope is powered by Twitter, and of course, Facebook Live is powered by Facebook. So I think the three big cyber war giants and their live streaming apparatus are not going to go anywhere. I mean, you may have a preference. You might, you know, hopefully everybody's understanding the culture of each one, because each one has a different culture. But I think that whatever you're doing, particularly if you're an entrepreneur of some sort, that those three environments you might want to make sure you hone in on best practices and lessons learned from all three. But if you're not getting a YouTube, you know, you kind of, you know, you're uploading videos, but YouTube Live, I believe it's September 12th. Upgrade should be coming out live, or you can do your YouTube Live from your mobile device. So they're getting into the live streaming space, but again, it's YouTube, so it is about time, and they waited to see what was going on. That is why we moved this to YouTube Live, so they can access it this way. Blab is dead. If you're not aware of that, it is gone, and there may be other deaths coming in the live streaming space. Okay, so just a tip: if you're doing your scoping and you're doing your Facebook Living, you might want to consider YouTube Living and getting yourself more familiar with access points for this particular spot, because YouTube is never going away, okay? We have the first Tuesday, which is here in the Hampton Roads area. But we do have, you know, there are apparatuses that have or meetings like that in other spaces. All we need is TCE members in those locations to have a genuine desire to help put something together, and we can do that in your area. Because I was in National Harbor 2 weeks ago, and I reached out to National Harbor and DMV folks, and we got together, broke some chicken, had some whatever, had a great dialogue, walked away with some opportunities for people to follow up on some things, okay? But first Tuesday in 757, we are changing our location, which is cool. And we've got a really great guest coming out. Actually, she'll be on television this Monday in the local Hampton Roads market, but she has agreed to be our speaker. So TCE first Tuesday in October, folks in the 757 need to show up. I mean, really, I appreciate those who came out for, and I had to change the location at the last minute. It just had to happen because it just had to happen. But, you know, if that whole show up, step up, follow up, I can't say it enough that really makes a difference. If you sense that is not working for you, I want you to reach out to me. and talk to me about it. Because I mean, if you're doing everything that we're asking you to do, show up, step up, follow up, and you're not getting any results, I want you to talk to me about it. But I will say, make sure you tell me you're doing everything that you need to do. You're showing up online, you're showing up offline, you're actually working your brand. Because I mean, there's no substitute for smart work. There's never a substitute for smart work. So we want you to make sure you're part of that. Again, first Tuesday, October, there'll be one November. Christmas party, we're working on that in terms of, I'm not throwing a party, but someone else is throwing a party and I'm trying to be at the table. So I want to get your feedback. Last 2 years, we were part of Jingle Ball. I have an inside scoop on the band this year, which is going to be a better band, but the Jingle Ball is a really cool thing, and it's a big party, and we got a table last year. We eat their food, we have fun, and that, to me, I like the Jingle Ball movement. That happens in Chesapeake, Virginia, but to have a holiday party or gathering is definitely in the works. If you have input or you want conversation in that, definitely reach out to me. The biggest thing that I just wanted to hit, and I want to share, if there's any questions, again, you can text it to me, you can type it here. I have, again, another mobile device. I'm trying to look at some things. But again, 757-745-4823 or 757-745-4TCE is really what that is. You can let me know your questions or comments. But the TCE Summit is fast approaching, October 22nd, which is Saturday, here in the Virginia Beach area on the actual Virginia Beach oceanfront. Our host hotel this year is the Wyndham Virginia Beach, which is actually on the oceanfront, 57th Street, and what we call the exclusive north end of the Strip. Okay, it's like more. It's you're right near $1 million homes and things of that nature. Very serene, very exclusive. We're just very excited about it. Our sleeping rooms are still, guys, at $119 a night plus taxes and fees. All oceanfront rooms, like every room faces the ocean. Like you could walk. The ocean is right there. Very serene. We have a lot of amenities at this particular hotel, but you will lose that room rate if you don't book rooms before September 20th, I think, September 25th. Do not wait till last minute. You might get shocked and you may pay more. And yes, you could find a Motel 6 somewhere down the road. I'm gonna tell you, these rooms run like $300 in the summer. They're beautiful. And they each have two beds, and you can do that. There's also suites, upgradable suites at this property for those of you, if you want more of a suite thing, you got your family coming and all of that, you can upgrade to suites. We still have a discount with that. When you call that hotel, TCEsummit.com is what I want you guys to share with family, friends, others. It doesn't matter, coming from West Coast, East Coast, down the street, up the street. TCEsummit.com. Share, of course, each network member. I'd love for you guys to support your summit. This is your summit, okay? Your summit, our summit. This is something, trust me, there's other things I would love to do on a Saturday. It's going to be fabulous, but we have some amazing people coming to pour into us, okay? And it's at a beautiful, beautiful new location on the water. Support the summit, register, get your ticket, share it with others, family, friends, colleagues. Amtrak, we get our Amtrak discount. So if you don't want to drive to the 757, you can fly what's ORF? ORF, Norfolk International Airport, serves Virginia Beach. You can drive or you can take Amtrak. We have a code, TCEsummit.com, if you want to take train down. Support the TCE Summit, share it with others. It's that type of, again, engagement that makes everything work wonderful. So we're at the final stretch of it, TCEsummit.com. Questions about it, vending or anything like that, reach out to me. You guys know I'm only a click away, really only a click away. So that's I think the 2 or 3 big things that we've got going. Well, there's other things, but I think for now, I don't want to overkill too much here with this. But one thing I will say, though, is that, it's a couple things that I will just say, that no matter what track you're in this community, with whatever it is that you want the world to know about you, a couple of triggers or things you want to be aware of, no matter what space you're in, whether you're promoting your career brand or you're doing a hybrid, you have a business and you also have a career, and you've got these things. One of the things that I see a lot, I just see this a lot. And I've said it again. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. But please make sure that you've done your proper due diligence to really know your main thing. I mean, to really know what your main thing is and that you're going to stick with it. One thing that I see often, I mean, I understand your main thing could be your mission statement. Okay. I mean, I think everyone should probably have a purpose statement, a mission statement. There's a reason you're on the planet. There's a reason you're here to do things. Maybe you're champion for children's rights. Maybe you're, I mean, you have a mission statement. You have a main thing. My main thing is don't get anxious, get prepared. If I was not your career engineer, and I was working for someone else in some space doing something, I can guarantee you I would be in a W-2 space where somehow I'm helping people to get prepared and not anxious. It wouldn't change just because I'm not working for myself. So my main thing, I'm pretty solid in what my main thing is. I may deliver it 5 different ways or 3 different ways, but it is what it is. And to be taken, seriously in the world of work and business, those who are more self-aware and know their main thing tend to be the ones on the end of the results and getting more out of it. So if your main thing keeps changing or your language keeps changing or you're doing this, or you're doing that, there are a lot of great things. I get pitched a lot with a lot of great things that I can do. People tell me all the time, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Have you ever thought about this? Not that they don't have good insight, and maybe because I've gotten a little older these last few years, but some things are great ideas. And maybe I wish I would have tried them 20 years ago. Maybe some things can help me maybe do what I do a little better. But at the end of the day, I have to say, I don't care who it is, and say, is that really what I want to do? Is that what my focus is on? Or is that just what someone else says they think I should do? And then they come up with a kit for me to pay so I can learn to do it, It's just, you got to really do some 40 hours with yourself to make sure you know who you are and what you bring and what you want. Because if you don't start there, I don't care what networking group you get in. I don't care what business you want to start. I don't care what career path you think you want to lead. When you haven't taken proper time, you're 40, I'm big on the number 40. It's a great number of purpose to invest some time knowing your main thing. I mean, who you are, what you have, what you bring. I mean, really, just so you can get a handle on it. And some of us get this handle at 50. Some of us get a handle on it at 30. Some of us are fortunate to get it at 21. All right. And it will evolve because everything evolves, right? But it's still, I mean, gravity doesn't change. Gravity's been here for thousands and maybe millions of years, right? The way we navigate through that gravity has changed. Space shuttle, rockets, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Transportation hasn't changed. It's still a main thing. How we use transportation, light rail, cars, electric cars, Tesla, that's changed, but the concept of transportation hasn't changed. So that's what I'm saying when I'm talking about the main things, okay? Just make sure you're spending some time in your brand development. If something doesn't work, stop doing it. If it works, repeat. If you're getting the results that you want, continue to repeat that behavior. However, if you're not getting what you want, but you're also failing to do, our 3-step process, show up, step up, follow up. If you want, you get out of it what you put into it. So that's one thing I definitely just want to put out here. So again, quick recap. First Tuesday, we're changing locations. Make sure that the TCE 757.eventbrite.com. That's our first Tuesday. They'll be posted on all of our social media. You know where the new place will be, because if you register for it, you'll know where it is. I'll give you more of it. But we have a wonderful guest that will be here first Tuesday in October. And you don't want to miss it. They have a story of in the TV media space. And they're ready to come back. In fact, they'll be on a new show. They'll be on a returning. This is why you never burn bridges. They'll be returning to something, but the way they returned was pretty fabulous. And it's a story, you'll hear a story of some of change, story of transition, story of rethinking some things, story of keeping the main thing, and another way of monetizing what you love to do. I couldn't think of a better storyteller than the person who's going to come on first Tuesday. So make sure you show up and step up and be in the room. First Tuesday ambassadors, or even ambassadors for other TCE events. If you want to learn some new things, like I said, we have a committee for our summits. We have people give us ideas for First Tuesdays. People give us ideas about the holiday party. People give us ideas of other things to do. If there are some things you want to learn that you're not, you want to volunteer for a committee, or you have an idea, we have in November our dinner that we cook for the Ronald McDonald House here in the 757. But I also said tell people the Ronald McDonald House is a mainstay for the TCE network. I am pretty sure if there's a pediatric hospital near you, there's a Ronald McDonald House near you. That's one of our favorite we're a comfort food provider for Ronald McDonald House, and we serve those families once or twice a year. If you want to do something like that, and there's network members in your area, we can do things like that. It takes members to beget members. If you know of people who are similar to you, they have the hunger and the grind you have. They're not looking to hustle people. They're not looking to hustle people, but they do want to change their Mondays. And if you're willing to vet them, they can apply for membership. It's not automatic. It's not automatic, but they can apply for membership at mytcenow.com. We are a closed society. We're not a Craigslist place. We get our members from word of mouth and people who see our brand and know what we're about, and they trust us, and they know we're a little different. We're not for everyone, but we are for the someone who wants to make Monday mornings amazing and want to know who they are, what they bring, and trust the process and take the courage to grow and thrive. If that's you or other folks you know, we welcome you to introduce them to the TCE Career and Business Network. Again, I'm your career engineer. Don't get anxious, get prepared is our motto for the business of TCE, but the network is definitely has its own flavor. Let's see. I'm looking. I got something coming in. I think. Let me. Oh, guys. Can you see? I'm trying to say this is what happens when you try to do a couple things. So let me see what's up. Hold on. Here we go. I'm trying to see what's up. Hold on. I'm looking. What's the date for the Ronald McDonald House? The date for the Ronald McDonald House is normally, I believe it's the third Saturday of November. Because, we try not to get in that parade line. And every year, I believe I mess it up. But what we do, the Ronald McDonald House, which is right near the Children's Hospital, King's Daughters. What is that street called? Oh, my God, I can't remember the name of the street. It's right across the street. But it's usually the third Saturday at 6 p.m. We serve dinner at 6 p.m. We actually show up at the kitchen and we have our food. And it's funny because normally during the holidays, all, churches and everyone, always does Thanksgiving meals and Christmas meals and everything. So the poor house has had turkey and stuffing up the wazoo. We don't roll like that. We're TCE. So we've had an international flavor and they have loved it. As you guys know, I'm a New Englander and I love Italian food. So then we have Italian, we had pancit, we have food from the islands, we have fried chicken, and we have string beans and macaroni and cheese. And it was like this nice smorgasbord. And we found that it breaks up the monotony of holiday food. And a lot of the families at the Ramadan, they're diverse. You have diverse families. So that's always been our hit. So what happens is folks are encouraged, if you have a dish, we provide the main fixings, but some folks might want to bring drinks, or they might want to get a dessert, or they may run to Farm Fresh, and do something like that. But yeah, some of the main things are always covered by TC, but we're serving the families, they're feeding. Now what's really cool about it, that third Saturday, after the families have eaten, we get to break bread and eat as well. So it's a great opportunity. A lot of folks will bring their kids and, and we're serving others and we're sharing, we're encouraging others, but we're also getting to break bread together, and meet your fellow TCE members. I mean, yeah, we be having some deal closing stuff and folks may not know, oh, I didn't know you did that, or I didn't know you did this, but we get to break bread. We have the Christmas spirit on. I might have my Christmas gear on, but it's really cool. So I will be putting that out in the group more, but it will be normally it's that third Saturday at 6 p.m. is when we serve. We clean up our mess as well, so we're usually out of there about 9 o'clock. But in my area, usually that's the lighting of a Christmas tree somewhere in Christmas parade. But yeah, we're pretty excited about it. But that's a great question. But that is the date for the Ronald McDonald House. And again, there's in Ronald McDonald House, for those who don't know why it's so dear to me, we had to live at a Ronald McDonald House for about 2.5 months. About 2.5 months when my daughter was born, because she was born with a very rare heart disease condition, and she had to have surgery at 7 years old on her heart. and she wasn't ready to come back to us, and we had to go to Philadelphia, and that was the first Ramadan house, and I never forget just how amazing. She was born Thanksgiving. This is why we do this. She was born on Thanksgiving in 2000, and we had spent Thanksgiving in the hospital, you know, and that type of thing. So we had to live somewhere while she was in the hospital for 4 weeks after having open heart surgery in the Ronald McDonald House, fed us, gave us a place to stay, provided transportation to the hospital. It was amazing, you know, so we never forgot that. 15 years later, my daughter is always, of course, at the Ronald McDonald's house because, you know, her just being 15 at that time, she'll still be 15. Families are often going through, and we share our little miracle, our big 5'6" miracle, obviously. And it gives hope and encouragement. But I do remember how they fed me. That's what I remember. That's what I remember. You know, if you ever had a, you know, it's just, sometimes it's the simple things that you remember. They fed me. That's what I remember. When I was going through and struggling, they fed me. That's what's up. So that's what's up. So anyway, that's a great, I'm glad you asked that question. So definitely, you know, and we would love to do, like we used to do Memorial Day picnics and stuff like that. And we're open for that. But what that calls for, guys, are network members who want to step up and do some volunteer work, you know. And when you do stuff like that, it actually helps your brand, because when people ask me for references or other members for references, people see you putting your hands to the plow, just making the community a better community, you know, a brighter community, not just what's in it for me community, but, you know, it shows your commitment. It shows your commitment. If there are any other questions, again, 757-745-4823. Text me to my business phone. I can get that. If you are writing on the YouTube, I appreciate it. But like I said, unfortunately, normally there's someone else looking at the thing, but I'm solo today, which is fine. But that's what's going on. Let's see. I've got I'm looking at my Twitter. I got another one. Let's see what's going on. Thank you, Carla Jenkins, as well, on looking at you guys on Twitter for sharing some stuff, sharing it, and that you're tuning in. Now, those of you who will catch it afterwards, no problem. Just catch the replay. If there's anything that you need me to answer, I will. Oh, thank you. Liz is like a must join in 30 minutes. Thank you, Liz. Liz and Carla Jenkins, thank you for the tweets here. But yeah, we want this is open to the public. I was going to actually Periscope. I've got my other device here, the same thing, but you know, it was, you know, as much as I love playing with toys, you guys, after a while, it just gets to be a little too much, but I want to answer any questions that you have. Now, let me just put this out here. Is this, those of you who are tuning in live, is this a benefit for you? Is this easy? No matter what you're doing, you could be doing your deal. Some of you work on Saturdays. Some of you are with your family. Hopefully you can be viewing this on your phone, you know, or your mobile device. You don't have to be at your desktop. Is this easier for you? Is this of a value for you? You can either leave it in a comment or send me a text and let me know. If you are, you know, because I think this is, I want to get your feedback. If you have comments now on things that you'd like to see in the network that you don't see, you can bring that up now. You can bring it up later in the group, but you know, these are the times that we can answer those kinds of questions. If there's, you know, a question like that that you want to share. And you know what? Something else I just thought about. This kind of sounds really ridiculous. I was like, I'm telling you guys to text me. You probably could call me. I just thought about that. I just thought about, like, they can call me on the phone. I mean, they could. I could answer the phone. I just was like, they can call me on the phone. But texting keeps it going. But if there's other things you'd like to see, if there's, I mean, really, if there's something that's, you know, one thing about this community that I really love, again, real people made this happen. If you've never met the founders, Leah Session, Charlie Yancey, Bernice Williams, 4 ladies, and a woman named Marilyn who we were trying to find. I mean, we haven't seen her in a, you know, she probably has moved on. And Bernice Williams, and I'm missing Bridget Poe. Were 4 folks who they were in a class of mine. They decided to get together, and they asked me to come. Oh, that's cool. I'm loving it. Let me read this note. I think I'm actually casting it to my TV. Great, you have me live on the screen. How wonderful! I'm watching while you clean your house. So this is easy for me. Amen. Hallelujah. I'm glad to hear that. Because that's what we want easy. Listen, guys, high touch and high tech. Things don't have to be complicated. I love technology and I do the best I can to infuse technology in everything we do in the TCE network. So you're being at least open to social visibility using technology. This person is casting it on their TV, their Chromecast. You don't have to be anywhere. That's why you can tell we have virtual members, we've got international members, we've got local members. I'm not about like renting out a big room and everybody. I mean, we used to do that in the early days and there was nothing wrong with it. But as I said, the world has changed. Communication is different. How we communicate is different. We're communicating and there's no walls, there's no limits. And that's something that we're really big on here. And even if you're not quite there with that, I want you to get there. I want folks to try to get there. So, but again, by texting to me your questions, and I think I recognize the number, but you can say your name, I'll give you a shout out. I think I know who that is. But when you're done cleaning your house, can you please come over and clean mine? Because mine is so jacked up. But we don't want to be a hindrance to your growth. We want to be a help to your growth. But if you're absent from the conversations, if you're absent from the meetings, understand everyone can't be here live. I get it, but come on, it's virtual. I mean, it's virtual. You know, I'm the only one in a certain space. So I want you, yes, that's what I thought it was. I didn't want to put it out there, but I said, I think I know that number. I think I know that number. But what's up, Audra? Thank you for watching. Yeah, I love me some. You got Chromecast just about everywhere. But oh my God, the thought of me being on the big screen in your house right now. Oh my goodness. So, but that's what's up. We want to be a help to you to do the things you need to do, but we have to fuse technology, guys. We have to do high touch and you have to do high tech. And that's really what's up. That is really, really what's up. So again, if there's any other comments or questions, again, text it. I'm going to shut it down shortly. Those who will catch the replay, I understand some of this is, you know, like I said, certain things, the main thing doesn't change. Our culture, what we're about, what we're not. Let me share, you know what, let me flip this a minute. For anyone watching and those who catch it, again, I think Liz and those who are retweeting it on Twitter, what doesn't make a good network member? Let me put this. I don't think I've ever said that because there was a gentleman that was on Facebook that said something that really blew my mind. And I don't know why I had an aha moment, but just sometimes you get something and you're like, wow, bam, thank you. It said that, you know, you were not designed to help everybody. And the social worker in me, because I'm clinically trained in social work, I believe in the power of the people. And I believe whenever there's a problem, there's always a solution. You guys know I believe that. But this awareness that you're not designed to help everybody. You're not designed to help everybody. And guess what? Your career engineer isn't designed to help everybody because there's some folks I just cannot help. Okay. Some folks I just can't serve. That's going to have to be okay. So with that being said, what doesn't make a good TCE? I got folks like over here doing something. What doesn't make a great TCE member? Who are some folks that this community will struggle? Well, you know, they will struggle here. And I got to tell you this, because again, I love people. I want real people. The reason we have this, because I got so tired of being around fake people. People who on the outside telling you, oh, I'm all of this, and I'm all of that, I'm making all this money, da, 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 da. You know, and I'm like, I don't want to hear all of that. I need to hear real people, the quiet folks, the Bill Gates of the world, who don't have to broadcast how much money they have. They don't have to do that because they're mature in who they are. So what doesn't make a good member are folks who are they're in here just to hustle and prospect. That doesn't make a good member. Now, let me tell you my definition of hustle. But you guys know we say, boom, boom, we are a no hustle zone. And the reason I say I'm a no hustle zone, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have grind. You hear me saying you have to be engaged. You hear me saying you have to show up, step up, and follow up. That's grind. That's you being passionate about your thing. I mean, that needs to come in with you. But I have never been a fan of people who are in networking communities who hustle people, who give you a little bit of the picture, not giving you the bigger part of the picture. You get excited. You get so wild and excited. Here comes the dollars. Boom, 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 boom. You sign paperwork. You're caught up in something now. After you're in it, you realize, ooh, I didn't know that was about that. Ooh, I didn't know that was that. Well, now I want to get out, and you can't, or you can, but it's going to cost you time, talent, treasure to get out. You've been hustled. You've been hustled. I'm not a fan of the hustler. Okay, never been. Never been a fan of the snake oil salesman. Never been a fan of the big, quick, fast talking car stuff. That just never been me. It's not my spirit. It's not what it's about. And I don't want any of that in my community. So yeah, I know you want to make sales. Yeah, I know you want to get clients, and we want that for our business members. But you have to be a real relationship person. You can't just be a prospector thinking, "Ooh, there's 100 people here. I can get them to, increase my market share." I mean, come on, that's not us. There's some great networks for that, and you should go to them. You should go. You should go to them. Never been a fan of that. So that doesn't work. Folks who refuse to show up. I can't, that's always going to be my thing. I mean, if you can't show up for your brand, I know you're not going to show up for mine. So those who refuse to show up, step up and follow up. I mean, I just can't say it enough. That's the big three. Career seekers and changers, you guys are pretty cool. You're looking for jobs, looking to build your connections. We're not concerned that much about you. As long as you're, well, let me hold up. There have been, in the 14 years I think of doing this, career seekers I had to remove from the network because they didn't want to work. I mean, that's that part too. They said they did, but then when people brought real bona fide, wonderful opportunities, they found a way to sabotage them. That ain't good. So again, you're a hustler. You're not telling the truth. You're not being honorable. You don't have integrity. That's what we're about. That's what we're about. If Oprah Winfrey showed up at my first Tuesday, I would tell her the same thing. I would meet her. I would see what kind of relate. I mean, granted, I know she has a great reputation, but I wouldn't be like, so I wouldn't, I don't have that in me. I don't have the fame game. It's not in me. And I'm not sure God took away, so it's like, I'd like to see what she's about, what she's looking for, specific to why she's at my meeting. I know who she is. Her reputation aligns that, but I would like to build a relationship. I would calm the heck down and want to build a relationship and find out, oh yeah, me on the big screen. Yeah, that's scary. This big old face of mine on your big screen, Audra. But I would say, well, she's here for a point and purpose at this meeting. She knows who we are. She knows what we're about. Let's see if we can explore synergy. I would go that way if Oprah was coming to one of our events. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't. I'm telling you. And I'm sharing to everyone that we have value. She has value. I would see how we could build specific bridges. That's what we do in TCE. Yeah, it's not quick. If she goes, if you want to be on my show, you got to sign today. Well, I'll be like, you know what? Maybe I would say yes, or I would say, let me think about it. I would. I'm just saying, because if it's for me, it's for me. I'm telling you, this whole quick fast just doesn't work. So Slick Rick and all of that, you're not, BNIs are great, chambers are great. There's a bunch of other little networks that promise the moon and the sun, and sometimes they deliver, but a lot of them are vanity plays. I'm not into that. So that's really what would keep someone out. I mean, now if it's someone you don't want to do business with or someone you don't trust, please don't send them here. If it's folks who are not going to show up, it doesn't work. We don't work when you're absent. The TCE network does not work when you're absent. So maybe that's helpful. So again, I'm going to do a last call, 757-745-4823. If there's a question, commentary. Again, those of you catch the replay, catch it. I'm going to take this, I'll put it in our group, but also on the mytcenow.com. I'm often up there trying to do some things. When you log in, I actually made a page of videos. Like there's like, even if you don't know how to get around, I've made a page that, you can look at a video and know how to get into your profile and stuff like that. I'll probably put this, you can't email to YouTube, but, folks can watch this on demand as often as they need to, so you can know what's up. We'll have another one. Again, we do this 4 times a year, every season, fall, winter, spring, that kind of thing, to see what's changed. And again, if you have questions or commentary, you can submit them prior to my meeting, because I'll answer them right here, or you can do them live during the meeting. But I don't think we have any other commentary. I hope this has been productive for you guys. I know it's productive. It makes me, I get to check off the box because I want to make sure I communicate with the network. And since I can't be everywhere, I can be somewhere and folk can tune in. This is what we'll do. And this has shelf perpetual life, so you can catch the replay. Oh, make sure again, 10 o'clock, the TCE radio show has returned, 10 a.m. on Saturdays. We're back, TCE radio. We did our first broadcast today. We had Wanda Woman, a CEO of Work It Studio in DC, with our little Get Fit with Fran. But, I had to holler on ITT Tech closure and Wells Fargo firing 5,300 people. for making fraudulent bank accounts and jacking up their customers. Amazing, right? So so listen, you guys be blessed. I'm checking. Let me just do a quick check. I want to give some shout outs to those who are doing stuff. And give me a minute here. Looking at my little Twitter. Oh my God. Okay. So I want to again, I'm getting the notes coming in. Inner Voice Liz, thank you so much for sharing, for retweeting. Tim Young, thank you for retweeting this morning. Carla Jenkins, thank you so much for your involvement here. And I'm clearing my screen. I said all these multiple accounts for everything, right? And let's see. Bam, bam, bam. Just love technology. Francina on the big screen. That's scary to even think about Francina on the big screen right now. But listen, let's go ahead and shut it down. I'm catching the Blue Angels later this afternoon. You guys know I love aviation. Can't see, can't fly, but gotta watch my Blue Angels. So I'm going to be doing that today. You guys have a blessed Saturday. And again, if there are any questions that follow after this, feel free to put them in the group. If there's something that we may have a question that someone else may have. But again, if there's something that you're missing or you feel you're not getting and you have stepped up to the plate and you're not, that's when you need to talk to me about it. And things, if you have other great ideas, because we love ideas in the network. We're small enough and big enough that we're organic. This is something that was created by real people, not a template from somebody else's thing where I'm paying some affiliate fee to be a part. No, this is organic, real. There was a problem, we found a solution, and folks came together and put their sweat equity into it. But there's some ideas and some other things we can do. For example, we used to do, let me say this, I'll let it go. I ain't done it in a while, but a lot of you are, because I am a social worker by training, not a traditional social worker, mind you, but you know, supporting your community is a big deal for me. I think people should be engaged in their community. So Ron McDonough House, you've got me talking about that. But we had some members who were a part of other things that they were, you know, engaged with. So we would participate as a network. You know, I can't do it for everything, but if there's a member who's like, there was one who used to do the March of Dimes walk. Some of us walk, some of us run, right? And, you know, she wanted to make a team, and we did that a couple of times to support her. There was another person that did this shopping thing with bras. I'm not sure what that was about. I kind of got confused. But anyway, it was a good deal. But if folks would champion that and they present to me the right way, I got to make sure the organization is vetted and approved, you know, because you can't be lined up with things like, you know, when Ted Cruz had the porno star in his commercial, he didn't know. Oops, it just made everything kind of interesting for about 2 days in the news cycle. So as long as it's a bona fide, you know, thing, made, you know, and understanding who we are, we deal with workforce, we deal with marketplace, we're dealing with families, you know, we all have families, we're dealing with economic success, you know, we're dealing with all, you know, those things. There's certain things that TCE Network definitely, as a career in the career business space, definitely supports. So, but we would do walks and runs and stuff like that. It's just we haven't done them recently because some other members just haven't championed that. And if you have something in mind, you might can do it. Can't pull it off in 30 days, but it's something strategically around October or November for the next year. If there's new things, that's when you pitch that to me to see if that's something that can be included in our 2017 calendar. Don't tell me something like the 5th of May, that something needs to be done the 17th of May. That doesn't work. But October and the fall months are when the pitching and we start our calendar for next year. So that's always a great time to come out with something. So, you know, we're open to great ideas and we encourage you to share them with us. All right. So I'm letting go of, let's see, Ahmet is giving me a quick question. Audra Up Church, thank you, Audra. I started a live stream on YouTube. Yay! But yeah, so that's what's up. So anyway, guys, YouTube Live, get familiar with it. It's great. And I'm looking forward to the mobility aspect of it in the next few months. Ahmet says just now he sent me an email. I love it. People are sending me emails. I'm YouTubing live. Ahmet is all the way in India. Thank you, Ahmet. All right, you guys be blessed. I'm going to stop the broadcast. Again, don't get anxious, get prepared. That is the motto of our business, The Career Engineer. The motto of the TCE Network at mytcenow.com is where we build relationships. Thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed weekend. I'll see you next quarter.